everyone, welcome to Izzy's Index, my new booktube channel. I'm excited. I love booktube and I love talking about books, and I'm an English major and maybe creative writing major, but creative writing minor, and I want to like start doing that now. Like, I want to start talking about books with people now, not just like in my career, you know what I mean? So here we are. That was a little too enthusiastic. Here we are. I loved Twilight as a middle schooler, as I think most of the people that I hung out with or the people I knew did. I'm 20. So like in middle school, Twilight was the shit. Everything about Twilight was great. The books, the movies, it was great. And that all came out, I think the last movie came out when I was in the 8th grade, maybe 9th grade. So I was like still young. And I'm still young now, but whatever. So as like we got older, whatever, people started talking about how bad Twilight was and all the issues with it and how like just it wasn't that good. And like I agreed with that. I did agree with that for a very long time. But I hadn't revisited them, you know what I mean? Like, I read them years ago. I don't know, I was 12 when I started reading them, maybe even 11, right? Yeah, I was like super young when I started reading them, so in the 6th grade. So things have changed, and so my perspective on Twilight has obviously changed. So I'm in college, I have to read a lot of like real stuff, not to say Twilight isn't real. So I try to read like my own books for like pleasure or whatever. So I picked up Twilight and I finished it, and you know, it wasn't that bad. I gave it 3 stars, 3, which is one more than I gave Girl on a Train, which I gave 2 stars. So like that's telling. So it's not that bad, but it has some issues. Actually has a lot of issues. So I am kind of like not glancing over, because like I know how important it is, but like everyone seems to know at this point about like how it is a very problematic relationship. Like, especially in the first book, Bella like gets worse throughout the books, but I guess if you haven't read it, no spoilers. No, I'm spoiling it. But in the first book, like, it's kind of just Edward is like super manipulative and like not a cool guy. Like, just really not good to her. Like, he's always calling her like fragile and like, oh, where would you be? You'd die without me, Bella, like that kind of thing. And that's bad. And I just feel like everyone knows that, so I'm putting that out right now. So that's, their relationship is messy and not healthy. Okay, the diction or word choice, to not be pretentious, like Stephanie fucking Meyer, she uses these huge ass words that like I don't even understand like why she just like throws them in there. It's like if you were like taking your standardized tests, like, you know, in school, in elementary school, and you know how like they give you a dictionary, like you can have a dictionary if you want to. It's like you just start looking up words in the, like, you open it up and find a big word, you just throw it into your essay. Like, that's literally what she's doing. She says white, pale every other sentence in the first like half of the book to describe like the Cullens and Bella. Like, I'm white, I'm pale, oh my god. Like, and obviously like the diversity in Twilight is not good at all. But white, pale, like Bella is so pale, my pale skin, I'm paler than everyone in Forks, Washington, I'm so pale, oh my god, someone paler, Edward Cullen, like that kind of, every line, white or pale. Then later when they start like touching and like kissing and stuff, every other word is marble or stone. So like, you know, she kind of like moved on from like the white and pale, but then kind of implied like white stone. That's hard. So that is used a little too much for me. The only verb she knows is glowers, and it's always like Edward glowered at me and I glowered back. Like, she used it so much. And like, it could be longer. Like, the first half is just Bella being like, I need Edward so much. Edward's so mysterious. Like, they don't even like kiss until like page like 200. Like, the meadow, no, even I wrote it down, but I don't know, like literally over halfway in the book, like the meadow doesn't happen until far in. So it's like she's just like, who's Edward, he's so mysterious, and their relationship escalates so quickly. And I guess that's supposed to be because like, oh, they're soulmates and like meant to soulmates, because like vampires might not have souls, you know. So I would like Twilight to be longer. Thank you. Like, I want more vampire excitement. Oh, right here I wrote down best character, Charlie. I love Charlie. He is the dad of Bella. He's the best. Like, Charlie doesn't do like anything. He just kind of sits in his house and watches TV and like can't cook. So before Bella came around, he just probably ate like snacks. And I find that really relatable, and I just really like Charlie. And like, oh, how does Bella not put it together that something's going on with the Blacks? And spoiler, the Blacks are Jacob Black and his family and the people who live in like La Push on the like in the woods are werewolves. And I don't understand. She doesn't even question it at all that Jacob, because Jacob, flashback to the book, plot time. So they go to a party at the beach, and the beach is in like La Push where Jacob and his people live. And this is, so not in Forks. This is like at the very beginning, before Bella even knows Edward's a vampire. And Edward's like, oh, I can't go because we're not friends with them. Fine, whatever. But Jacob's the one who tells Bella that the rumor that the Cullens are vampires. Like, she's not like, how does Jacob know that? Like, if I were, so she goes home, Jacob tells like her this myth about them and how they might be vampires. So she goes home and starts like Googling vampires. Also, favorite part of the whole book is they don't say Google, they don't say just searched it. Stephanie Meyer says, I pulled up my favorite search engine. Favorite part of the whole book. But so she Googles it, whatever, search engines it, and that's like when she starts questioning Edward, and when they're like traveling together and she's like, oh, like tell me something. But she's not like, how did Jacob know that? Why do they hate each other? Oh, like she doesn't even think, are they vampires too? How do they know? Like, she does not, that does not cross her mind. Vampire ball, like baseball, could have been so good, but they make it like so. I'm going to make a video on the movie because I'm watching it this weekend, but vampire baseball in the movie is good, but in the books it's like so boring. Like, they just like hit the ball and it makes a loud noise and they run so fast and they're all like, yay, fun, and it's raining or storming so no one hears it. But Bella is bad to her friends. She's such a bitch to her friends and it only gets worse. But I just don't like, the friends barely did anything and she just like drops all her friends, and she's like, and I guess you could argue that like that has to do with like Edward himself and like Edward being bad and how Edward maybe doesn't like want her to be with her friends, but I don't fucking know. She doesn't talk to anyone and it's too much. And then back to the end. So they're at prom and they're dancing and it's like the big Jacob scene. And Jacob comes in and he's like 15 still, or maybe he's 16 now, but he like grew like a foot over the course of like 6 months, like at prom. And that's weird because like it's not his high school, whatever. And he goes and he's like, Bella, dance with me, Bella. And it's like, because Jacob's really weird like that, but we don't know a lot about Jacob yet. So, but he's like, dance with me, I need to dance with you. So she's like, she and Jacob are like friends because Billy gave her the car. And that's basically all Billy does to her, is give her her fucking ugly ass truck. But so Jacob's like dancing and like says this, like, what comes across as like it's supposed to be like profound and like shocking, because he's like, my dad Billy wants you to break up with Edward, like whispers into her ear type situation. And that makes no sense to me. Imagine dancing with someone, like school dancing or ballroom dancing with someone, and they tell you that their dad, who you barely know, he just got you a truck and hangs out with your dad, wants you to break up with your boyfriend. Like, thanks, not even thanks dad, thanks my dad's friend. I really value your advice. Like, I'm gonna do that, sure. Like, Billy wants me to break up with Edward, I'm gonna break up with Edward. I figured it out. I figured out all his problems. Still, she barely questions it. But anyway, that is so weird. Like, that makes no sense out of all the things. Also, I didn't even write this one down, but so she gets like so fucked up after, like, when James the vampire like fucks her up and like tricks her in the like dance studio or whatever, and she's like so messed up, and they just say that she like fell through a window at like a hotel, which like doesn't make any sense. And like, this book, I do feel bad for Bella, because they really like paint it as like Edward is like the best, but like reading it like now, like knowing what relationships are like and like how they're supposed to be, like Edward's the worst, you know. But yeah, but I know she gets worse, and she is kind of annoying in this book. So the vampires come during Vampire Ball from like France or Montreal or some sort of country where they have like French accents, right? Something like that. So they come and they smell Bella, and James is like, oh, you're my prey now. She's like, oh no. But then they all freak the fuck out so fast, and they like jump to conclusions so fast, and then all of a sudden she's in Phoenix. Like, I died. Like, almost forgot the like part that everyone seems to talk about is Edward watching her while she sleeps, which is just weird and funny. But there is another line. So my favorite lines, I went to my favorite search engine. I opened my browser and went to my favorite search engine, or what the fuck. I'd get that tattooed to my chest. Open my favorite search engine. That, and then when Edward's like, in your sleep you said I love you, Edward, and then, or something, and then Bella's like, I love you, and then Edward just goes, I know you are my life now. You are my life now. I love you. You are my life now. Like, that's, okay, that's the crazy shit that's going on in Twilight, you know? It's hard to just glance over that. I don't hate it. Like, that's the thing, is I wouldn't tell someone not to read it. Like, there's like books that I do hate and I do not recommend to people, but like Twilight's not one of them. Like, there's books that people like that are like actually, because Twilight, like, you know, it's not that well written, and like the characters are pretty fucking awful and like that kind of thing. But Twilight is entertaining. I'd tell a friend to read it. I have now tried getting some of my friends to reread it because it's fun. Like, so I don't hate Twilight. Like, I'm putting that out here. It's not a Twilight hate video because I am reading the rest of them again, and I'm really excited. I started New Moon and it's taking me longer to get into because I do have a lot of reading for school. I'm gonna keep reading them, and I'm gonna make a video on each book, and like kind of like this rant style, and then maybe make either rant style about the movie or like more of like a structured comparing video. I'm gonna try to take more notes on New Moon, so it's not just kind of yelling at you guys about Twilight. But okay, that was my Twilight video. I've wanted to film this for a really long time now, and you can, first of all, subscribe to this channel, please, for the love of God. Just please. I know that's like shitty to say, but subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be posting regular like book stuff, and even go to former Relatable Teen. I guess I'll link that. My other channel, which I had like a bunch of vlogs on it, then I deleted some, and there's still like videos up if you want to check that out, and subscribe there. I think I'm gonna try to put some more stuff on there soon, but this channel is gonna be a book channel, and I'm excited. I'm going to try to upload at least once a week. So yeah, so go to my Twitter. I post a lot about Twilight there. My Instagram you can follow, but I don't post a lot about anything on my Instagram. I want to, but yeah. Okay, bye. I didn't like that. Okay, read Twilight forever. Twi hard. I love Twilight. Bye.